Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, I am once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked to me in the comments section of one of my videos. And if you wish to see something of yours shown on this channel, just drop me the Steam Workshop link somewhere and I'll eventually get around to it. But today we're going to be looking at the UFO Mobile Base, which is this lovely thing right here. And I believe it's the first UFO I've ever showcased on this channel. So this is a very large ship that features a few little teeny tiny ships inside it, a couple of fighters, a couple of miners, and it's got everything you need to survive. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, this thing is not 29,396 large blocks, it's much more closer to 10,000 blocks, but it's including a few projectors and the small ships that come with it. But it does require the Decorative Block number 2 DLC pack and the Decorative Block number 1 DLC pack, otherwise you're going to have a few missing pieces here and there. So what we're going to do is have a quick look around the outside, and then we're going to fly it around and see what this thing has to offer. And this is the very front. We've got 5 rocket launchers, which are the only form of manual weapons we have on this ship. Everything else is a turret, a Gatling turret to be precise, so we're going to blast anything that comes near us until of course we run out of ammo. You can also see we've got a bunch of hydrogen thrusters, which are the only form of thrusters that appear on this ship, and all of them, absolutely all of them on this ship, have got hangar doors in front of them, so if you go into combat or want to park up somewhere, you can keep them nice and protected. We have some lovely battered white blocks and some nice red blocks, which I believe are using the default skin. It's been a long time since I've seen blocks that look like that. Yes, we've got a nice red rim going all the way around the edge and up the top and the bottom, and all the rest of it is our battered armored blocks. We also got our Gatling turrets where we've got 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, and that is on each side. So if I start to move around the right hand side, we're going to see not too much, it's going to be a lot of the same, because all the detail is on the very top or the bottom. Here is the side. Once again, we've got 10 more Gatling turrets, but instead of having the rocket launchers, we simply have some curved blocks. And once again, we've got hydrogen thrusters with hangar doors covering them up. Moving all the way around to the back, this is the only oddity on the side, and it's going to be this part right here. We've got some large hydrogen thrusters. We also have some large hydrogen thrusters next to some small ones, again with hangar doors to protect them. But we also have this interesting part right here. We have a small observation deck where we can come out onto those catwalks and view behind us at what's going on. But unlike the other 3 sides, we only have 6 turrets on the rear, which isn't too much of a problem because there's plenty of turrets on this ship anyway. Maybe even a bit overkill, but you got plenty of protection and shouldn't have to worry about anything. So coming up and above, because we don't need to see the other side, this is what we get. We can see all the turrets going all the way around this UFO. We can see a lot of hydrogen thrusters everywhere, all with their hangar doors to protect them. Moving around over to this part, we've got some spotlights with some nice raised half blocks there with a vanilla window in front of them just to make them all look pretty, and when they shine their light all out in the darkness. Got some nice raised blocks, some more hydrogen thrusters, and everything all comes up to convene over here onto this glass part where I'm standing, which is kind of like a fake bridge. The way we control this ship is from below in the ship where we're nice and protected, and this is sort of like a decoy seat, if you would, where you can set it up to fly it if you wanted to have a pretty view all the way around you, but there's a much safer cockpit deep below in the ship. Now on our left and our right, once again, we've got some large hydrogen thrusters which all lead into the heart of the ship, where all our gubbins and containers are kept. But if we come all the way over to here, we then have access into our landing bay, which is also our entrance in and out of the ship. In the landing bay, we get some pre-built ships. We've got a miner on that side, and we've got a miner and 2 fighters on that side, all connected up via a conveyor. If I switch off my light, this is the lighting we get inside here, and we can see we've got some doors that go in and out of all over the place. We've got a nice lot of detail in the way of catwalks, and we've got this seat up there which is going to be used for the projector to make use of those welders. But more on that a bit later. Let's just come around and drop down underneath it. So on the bottom, this is what we get. In fact, I'll turn off my light so you can see the spotlights and how they glow. There we are. It's pretty much the same as the top, where we can go into our docking bay over there. We can see the bottom of our large hydrogen thrusters there. But instead of the glass bridge where my character is standing, we've got landing gear, spotlights, and a singular connector for you to snap onto, say, an outpost if you wish to do some trading. So there is that. It's a bloody fantastic design. I really like this. I don't know why. It's maybe just because it's a UFO. I don't know, but it's got great design and it just shreds enemies that come near you. But just coming up to the top, that is what it looks like in all its glory. So getting into my character, it's time for us to head on inside. So we need to find our entrance, which is going to be all the way around here. And we're just going to drop down and hopefully avoid that. No, we're not. There we go. We're now on the inside of our ship. So we will need to use a jetpack to get in and out, which isn't too much of a problem. So looking around here, what we saw earlier, we've got some nice glass areas where we can go into the actual ship itself. And we can go across to some of these smaller ships over here. All of them connected up, all of them ready to go. We just hop into the cockpits and off we go. I won't go into too much detail over these ships because they are kind of like the bog standard fighter or miner that you generally build in a survival game, but they do have a few bits of uniqueness to them. I'll leave it to you to try and explore and test them out. So where do we go from here? So we've got a few ways where we can go. I'm just going to turn off my jetpack and land down here. So we will need to do a little bit of jumping to get into the ship. So as you probably noticed, there is no proper way to actually get up to those little areas where those button panels are sitting. And that is the only way we can access those doors to get into the ship. So we either have to use our jetpack, or as I found, we can do a little bit of jumping to come around to here. We do have plenty of spare connectors all the way around this if you wanted to connect up your own personal ship, but that's entirely up to you. So over here, we're just going to run, and we're going to do a little jump, and now we're over on this part here, where we have access to our button panel, which is used to open and close all these hangar doors right here. Same for the button panel over there, and for the button panel right there. So turning around, the doors are automatic, so when we get close, they open up and close after a certain amount of time. And now on the inside of our ship. This is our proper driving seat, which controls absolutely everything on our ship. And we've got a lovely little glass piece here, which allows us to see all the gubbins of the ship, all the gyroscopes, the hydrogen tanks, the modules and all that, and of course our gravity generator. So just walking all the way around over to here, we've got quite a lot of stuff to go through, but I'll come back to that a bit later. We've got a cargo access right there, so when we open it up, we can then just go and access anything we want, drag it out, and use it. And walking around back to this door, this will lead us to the opposite side of where we just were. Coming back through, we can continue along on our journey. Another cargo container for us to go and drag stuff out if we needed to. Plenty of tools and weapons already in here if you needed it, but now we have a split in our path. So going up these steps right here, we're going to come all the way around to the very tippy top of our ship, which is our glass bridge. Now these are the seats we saw earlier. We've also got some chairs there for some decoration, a projector table if you wanted to use it, and a cargo access right there. At the very front, we've got a jump drive with some railings going all the way around it, and some seats. Nothing going on with these seats, nothing at all, so we would need to set these up ourselves if we wanted to use them to fly the ship, but that's entirely up to you. We can come back down, all the way around to the other place where we were. So that is where we came from. We got to come through this part here, through the passage. We then come over to some cryopods, an air vent to make sure this area is pumped full of oxygen. And we've got plenty of ways where we can look and see all the good stuff in the ship. Coming all the way around to here, past some more passageways, we come to another doorway which is going to take us out into the heart of the ship where all our containers are and where all our hydrogen tanks, timer blocks. We can see our spotlights in here, our thrusters, and it will eventually lead all the way out to space. And all the way back around and inside. Got one more little place to go. That's all the way around here. We're just going to come through here, up these steps, and we can then see our hangar right there. So coming through this doorway, once again, we have another button panel, which is going to be for the hangar doors to open and close them. Back through the red doors, towards the back, this is our observatory, where we can see everything going on behind our ship. There is our large thrusters, and this is our catwalks. So going all the way back to our main cockpit, let's go and see what this thing can do. So all the way back round, through here, not up the stairs, and there is our seat. Very streamlined ship. So number 1 is to lock or unlock our landing gear. We don't want to press P because we'll disconnect all our ships inside us. Number 2 is to turn on and off our landing gear, so if we don't want to connect up to a grid, we can just leave that off and just plop ourselves down. Number 3 is to switch our connector off at the very bottom right there. And number 5 and number 6 is to turn our thrust override on and off. Number 7 and number 8 are for our hangar doors all the way around the ship. So if I was to come all the way up to the very tippy top like so and look down, press number 8, we're going to close everything up except our hangar bay. So there we go, all our thrusters are now nice and protected. But we will need to press number 9 to turn off our thrusters, otherwise if we try and move, we're going to damage those hangar doors. Then we can press number 7 if we want to open them up and move. So we can use this if we want it to be a static station somewhere, so we don't want to fly around anymore, we just want to sit there and let people come to us, repair themselves or do whatever. On tab number 2 we then got a few more controls. Number 1 is going to turn on a projector, which is going to project the entire ship so you can do some repairs if you ever took damage. Number 2 is for our O2H2 generator on and off, and number 3 is for our gravity generator. Number 8 and number 9 are for our weapons, so number 8 is to turn on and off our Gatling turrets, and number 9 is to switch to our rocket launchers where we can fire straight out the front. On tab number 3, number 1, 2 and 3 are for our spotlights, so coming all the way down and pressing number 1, we turn off the spotlights on the bottom. Coming all the way back up to the top and pressing number 2, we turn off the spotlights on the top. Then coming all the way back down once again to our connector, pressing number 3, we'll switch them off. Now number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 are for our hangar bay, so just pressing all of them is going to close up our hangar bay, leaving all the ships inside, all the people inside, nice and protected, much like our thrusters. And coming across to number 4, 5 and 6 we have nothing else, so it's time to open up our thruster bays, turn on the thrusters, and we can now fly this around. So going forwards, we are quite slow and we've got plenty of hydrogen to keep this thing going for a very long time. Stopping as well is pretty good, but still on the slow side, so you've got to make sure there's plenty of room between you and your target before you stop. Going left and going right, we're a little bit slower than forwards and backwards, and then going down and going up, we feel much faster than everything else. Moving my mouse around, we are exceptionally slow, so don't expect to do any kind of maneuvering with this ship. You're simply going to fly over and destroy whatever comes close. And speaking of blasting anything that comes close, what I've done is spawned in the Dex fighter. So first of all, I've turned off all our turrets so it doesn't get instantly destroyed. I'm going to flick over to this one, come over to the control panel, find absolutely everything, and give it to the space pirates. There we go. So now, if I was to come out of here and switch over to the ship, turn on the guns, they all start firing and blasting at the poor little Dex fighter. Look at that thing get shredded into pieces. And it's done. Just like that. A few seconds, that small ship is gone. So anyway, the UFO Mobile Base will be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. I'd recommend you do because it is a very unique ship and packs a lot of punch. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.